Transfer the cross center line from the bottom of the half log to the top. This can be done with two levels or by nailing on light strips of wood and placing a straight edge between them. From this center line, measure out a distance of 2 inches or 50 millimeters and draw a second line. This will become the cut line after the scribe has been completed. Now the 3/4 logs are placed on the top. The center lines are directly above their relative position on the stumps or foundation, and the undersurface of the log will be wedged level. The scribe distance at each end should be the same. If they are not, block the low end up. Set the scriber for the distance between the top log and the bottom of the lower log. Reduce this scribe distance by 7 millimeters or 3/8 of an inch to allow for shrinkage. Then register this setting on the side of the log. Check the scriber level very carefully at the level board, because this is a one-only scribe operation. Scribe the inside of the notch only, that is one side, then transfer the reference marks. Transfer the origin of the scribe onto the bottom log. This is done with the scriber. Transfer the center line of the bottom log onto the bottom of the top log and to the top of the scribe. Also, note this location on the lower center line. Again, note the location of the center line on the outside of the 3/4 log. You have now placed 5 reference marks, and when both ends have been scribed in the same manner, you are ready to make the cuts. Roll the 3/4 log in on the wall and dog it with the flat up and level. Trim the end of the half log 50 millimeters, 2 inches from the center line. This must be an accurate cut. Replace the center line on the end by joining the center line on the foundation to the center line on the top of the log. Measure the width of your dovetail on either side of this center line and draw in 2 plumb lines. This can be done by measurement or with a level. Measure back to the nearest scribe reference point from the center line and apply this distance to the other side and to the top. Then join them for the back of the dovetail. Mark the width of the dovetail at the back. This should be about 15 or 20 millimeters, about 1/2 inch, less than the width at the front end. Allow for the curvature of the log by measuring horizontally.
You think that's good?
Score the lines and cut these 2 pieces out by cutting with the tip of the bar and right on the line. Make a straight cut and do not overcut. Mark in the top of the dovetail with a horizontal line near the top of the log. The back cut can be the same height or less if you wish to make the dovetail slope back. Mark this cut line on the side, then make the top cut close to the line. Brush this into place, then finish to the lines with a large chisel or slick. For greater accuracy, you can refinish the cut lines for the sides after the top has been finished. On the 3/4 log, join your reference marks across the log at the center of the notch. Join the reference marks at the ends of the scribe line. Draw a line for the back of the dovetail. This will be the same distance from the center line that you used on the half log, perhaps 50 millimeters, so that the wide end of the mortise will be 2 inches or 50 millimeters beyond the center line. Lay out the receiver for the tenon that you cut on the half log by duplicating the measurements originally used. Score around the scribe line and cut out this segment as shown. The back of the cut should be at 90 degrees to the bottom of the log. When this surface has been trued up, replace the center line and lay out the rest of the cut. Score the cut lines. Cut the sides first, plunge cut at the back, then plunge cut from the front to the back. Be careful to keep the saw at 90 degrees, and if you are in danger of cutting too deeply, place a mark on the saw bar.
Supposed to be 11 and 50. So, yes.
Oh, yeah.
So,
And then check it again. Dress these cuts out until the corresponding measurements are the same and your notch is finished. This notch will make a secure and stable start for your house.